I have night.
So which is good. Dapat sasama sila.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us all stand at attention for the playing of the Philippine National Anthem. Sayang magiging
Penas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa ibig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi. Di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bukhaw. May dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng wataw at mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng buwan, hatig pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vice Consul Stephanie Alexis A. Cruz. I will be your MC today. Maligayang araw ng kalayaan sa inyong lahat. It is our honor to have It is our honor to have all of you join us this afternoon for a simple flag ceremony to commemorate the 124th anniversary of the proclamation of Philippine independence. Before I continue, I would just like to commend our performer, Ms. Jewel Arlenieva, for that wonderful rendition of the Philippine anthem. We initially planned to have two flag ceremonies at the Calgary Municipal Hall and at the Rizal Monument at Nose Creek Regional Park in Airdrie. However, due to inclement weather, these events had to be cancelled. We are fortunate to have friends from both the Canadian government and the Filipino community who could attend this indoor ceremony at such short notice. We would like to acknowledge the presence of Member of Parliament for Calgary Forest Lawn, the Honorable Jasraj Singh Halan, Member of Legislative Assembly for Calgary Buller-Macall, the Honorable Irfan Sabir, and Councillor Andre Chabot. Thank you very much for sharing your Sunday afternoon with us today to commemorate this important date in Philippine history. Now, to continue with our celebration today, may I invite Consul General Zaldi V. Patron to deliver his welcome remarks and the Independence Day message from President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Maraming salamat, Vice Consul Stephanie Cruz. Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat, mga kababayan dito po sa Calgary, and to our distinguished guests from the government of Alberta. Thank you for coming and joining us for this event. First of all, before I read the message of our President, let me thank all of you who are here for coming despite the short notice. As some of you may know, we intended to do an outdoor activity to celebrate our 124th anniversary of the proclamation of the Philippine independence. We had to make adjustment because of the weather forecast that unfortunately is not what is happening right now. But we have to make do with what is available for us, and so I'm very thankful that despite a two-day invitation for all of you, you were able to come here to celebrate this important event for us. Let me welcome you to the new office of the Philippine Consulate General. So we moved here in May 2021 in line with our goal to improve our public service for our community here. As you know, we used to be at the 9th floor of a multi-story building. It was a small office. As early as 2019, when I arrived here in 2018, we were starting to already look for a bigger office because we wanted to serve our community better. And we were fortunate to be here. We now have our Dr. Jose Rizal Hall here, where we are. At the same time, we have our separate consular area. So our office now is more spacious, more professionally looking. We have cubicles for our consular clients, transacting business with us. So we are proud to have this office for our Filipino community. Secondly, I'd like to also invite those of you who supported our major cultural and economic diplomacy projects. One of them is the installation of the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument in Nose Creek Regional Park, and the picture of the monument is here. We hope that you will take time to visit our park because it is our community's Rizal Monument, and it is a symbol of our Filipino national identity. We're thankful to the government of Alberta, especially to the city of Airdrie and the people of Airdrie, for welcoming this monument that represents 175,000 Filipinos here in Alberta. And this monument was implemented in partnership with the Airdrie City Council, the Filipino Airdrie Association, the Rizal Monument Project team, the major sponsors, and the corporate and the brick donors. And of course, the Philippine Consulate General initiated and led the Rizal Monument Project. 2 months ago, we had our Filipino Restaurant Month. It was also a project of the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary that we proposed to be a joint project with our Philippine Embassy in Ottawa, Philippine Consulates General in Vancouver and Toronto, as well as the Department of Tourism. The idea is to promote, mainstream our Filipino cuisine all over Canada, and to also support the Filipino restaurants across the country. We were fortunate to have 40 participating restaurants in 7 provinces and 18 cities of Canada. And I'd like to report to you that the outcome of that project was so overwhelming. And so thank you sa lahat po ng mga nag-dine sa Filipino, participating Filipino restaurants. Because of the success of that project, we will do it on an annual basis. At this very hall, Philippine Trade Expo will be held on August 5 to 7, and I'd like to already inform you about this. We will be showcasing here exporters from the Philippines that will bring high-quality handicraft products. So we would like to encourage our exporters to look at the Canadian market, and so we're giving them the opportunity to promote their products here. So this will be in partnership with the Filipino-Canadian Trade and Expo Mission based in Edmonton. And we're going to have our Philippine Trade Expo in West Edmonton Mall on July 15 to 17. Here in the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary on August 5 to 7. And then on the last week of August in Regina, Saskatchewan. So I hope that we can also support this that economic diplomacy project to promote trade between the Philippines and Canada. On June 19, I'd like to invite you to also come to the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument in Nose Creek Regional Park because the officials of our National Historical Commission of the Philippines will be coming over. We will be unveiling a historical marker for the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument. What it means is that it will now be considered designated as a Philippine historical site. So there will be a simple ceremony. It will be from 11 o'clock to 12:30. Please come early because it will not be a whole day celebration. And for sure that event will take place rain or shine. So please do come and celebrate with us that unveiling of a historical marker. Now, let me have the honor of reading to you the message of our President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, on the occasion of our Philippine Independence Day today. I am one with the Filipinos, both here and abroad, as we celebrate the 124th anniversary of the proclamation of Philippine independence. This occasion is a testament to how our forefathers fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. May it inspire us to take after the courage of our heroes, as well as encourage us to use our ability, skills, and knowledge for the benefit of our communities. Take to heart all the humbling learnings from the past, especially the countless hardships that we had to endure as a people. Let our rich history move us to translate our love for this country into real acts of goodwill for all our fellow men. Let us work together so that we can realize our vision of a more harmonious and more progressive Philippines. May we have a meaningful commemoration. Mabuhay ang Pilipino, mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Salamat.
Thank you very much, Consul General Patron. Next, may I invite Deputy Consul General Victorio Mario M. Dimagiba Jr. to read the Independence Day message from Vice President Leni Robredo.
Mensahe ni Vice President Maria Leonor Herona Robredo, pangalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Maligayang araw ng kalayaan sa lahat. Taon-taon, ginugunita natin ang landas na tinahak tungo sa unang pagkakataon ininagayway ang bandila ng Pilipinas. Ang pakikipagsapalaran ang mga pangalan na ng sakripisyo, ang lalim ng pagmamahal natin sa bayan. Ito ang ating kasaysayan, isang hiblang nagdurugtong sa mga naunang lumaban, sa mga nawala, sa mga pinalad na makadalo sa unang deklarasyon ng kalayaan sa Calgary. Hindi mapapatid ang hibla ng kasaysayan at hanggang ngayon, kinakapitan ito ng bawat Pilipino naghangad ng maayos na kinabukasan. Anuman ang estado niyo sa buhay sa alinmang panig ng mundo. Tandaan, hindi makakamtan ang tagumpay sa isang iglap lamang. Binubuo ito ng sari-saring yugto ng pagod at takot, ng tapang at kadakilaan, ng pagsisikap at pakikibaka at anumang kalayaan ang nakamtan ng ating mga ninuno ay isang hakbang lamang sa mahabang landas tungo sa pambansang kaganapan. Isang landas na tinatahak pa rin natin hanggang ngayon. Tinatawag tayong magpatuloy mulat sa lahat ng ating pinagdaanan bilang nagkakaisang bansa. Bilang mga ordinaryong mamayan, marami tayong pwedeng gawin, maging bukas at mapagmahal, tumulong sa nangangailangan, idiin ang tama at makatulungan at laging igiit ang katotohanan ng kasaysayan. Umugot ng inspirasyon sa isa't isa lalo na sa mga nauna. Manindigan sa isang kwentong hindi kailanman magbabago, maagaw o mabubura. Kwentong binibigkis tayo ayon sa kolektibo nating nakaraan ang nagbibigay lakas para tumungo sa kolektibo ring kinabukasan. Isang makabuluhang pagdiriwang ng Araw ng Kalayaan sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay Pilipinas at mabuhay ang mapaglayang sambayanan ng Pilipinas.
Thank you very much, Deputy Consul General de Magiba. I, Vice Consul Stephanie Alexis Cruz, will now read the Independence Day message from Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Teodoro L. Locsin Jr. Message to overseas Filipino communities from Honorable Teodoro L. Locsin Jr., Secretary of Foreign Affairs, on the occasion of Kalayaan 2022, pagsuong sa hamon ng panibagong bukas. The past 2 years have seen us weathering the worst of the pandemic. There was the challenge of staying productive and hopeful, of running, not to fall back, and sustaining relationships and preserving economies amidst health and travel restrictions that became commonplace. While the pandemic is still very much with us, we have managed to get out of the lashing arms of the storm, but not into its eye for more to come. We have survived this far, and with continued caution and vigilance, we are getting out of this altogether to create a yet better future. This Philippine Independence Day, Filipinos all over the world are called to rise to the challenge of a new tomorrow. If there is anything the pandemic taught us, it is to never underestimate humankind's capacity to evolve and adapt. We have seen this in ourselves, our families, and communities. We, in the Department of Foreign Affairs, did not let a pandemic stop us from cultivating foreign partnerships, securing much-needed vaccines, upholding our sovereign rights, getting overseas Filipinos out of distress, and sharply increasing already considerable consular services. We rose to the occasion, even as our compatriots abroad tenaciously served on the front lines while supporting their families in the Philippines. Overseas Filipinos will always be a source of pride and inspiration. They are the subjects of royal honors, the gratitude and admiration of foreign nations. The DFA is privileged for the opportunity it has gripped with both hands to be beside you in a perilous journey and never leave you behind. Our endeavors, our struggles have borne fruit just in time for our country to exercise democracy through free and fair elections, with no restrictions other than those common sense self-imposes. The sovereign will of the Filipino people through free, fair, and unrestricted elections, an extension of our national independence, found its fullest expression and produced a clear and incontestable winner. I was proud to announce this to the American President and the US Congress. This enables us to set the vision of a new tomorrow we will all be working for. Thank you, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, for making it happen. The only president in our history to end his term with nationwide 70% approval and 0 disapproval in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This good man was vilified by so-called democracies that are racist, divided, unable to produce majorities, and are at best confused about purpose. As we now begin a new chapter in our nation's history, I offer my very best wishes and profound appreciation to my colleagues in the Department of Foreign Affairs. It has been my honor to serve our country and people by your side. There remains so much to do and still so many challenges to overcome. But my faith in the DFA, like my faith in the Filipino, is strong and unwavering. With this, I greet you for the last time as Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Maligayang araw ng kasarinlan, mabuhay ang Pilipinas at ang sambayanang Pilipino. Now, I would like to invite our guests, starting from Member of Parliament for Calgary Forest Lawn, the Honorable Jazraj Singh Halan, to deliver his Independence Day remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if I did something wrong to have to follow up on all the great speakers before me, but as always, I'm so honored and so humbled to be amongst all of you. I must say, I need to give a huge shout out to Consulate General Zaldi Patron. I've never met someone, and I've met a lot of ambassadors, a lot of Consulate Generals, a lot of High Commissioners, and I've never seen someone so dedicated and so passionate for Filipinos and Canadians. I want to start off by just quoting, the room that we're in, the Dr. Jose Rizal Hall. He had a quote that really stuck with me. He who does not know how to look back at where he came from will never get to his destination. And I think that it's very befitting for today when we're celebrating Independence Day, because this Independence Day did not come easily at all. There was many sacrifices. There was much that happened then in order for Filipinos alike, the whole community, to be able to have their own place to call their own. So I really want to recognize that time that it took for all of us to have what we have today. We know that the Filipino community is one of the hardest working that I've known. They are so passionate about family and the family values that they bring to Canada. You all are the actual fabric of Canada. We all have these immigrant stories, and I think it's so important to recognize that throughout this pandemic, we've seen through healthcare, through our food processing, how much the Filipino community contributed. But what we always miss out on is there are also doctors, there's also lawyers and engineers. There's such a vast amount of different things that you all bring to the table for Canada, and that's why Canada is as strong as it is today. And the resilience that we see today, we just saw it this morning. It's our immigrant thing. If something happens, we know how to get past it. There was supposed to be rain today, we moved inside. And I'll say this, that someone mentioned this to me. The one good thing why we moved inside, there's food here. Thank you for having us. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you very much, Honorable MP Halan. May I now invite Member of Legislative Assembly for Calgary, Balar Macaw, the Honorable Irfan Sabir, for his Independence Day remarks.
Thank you so much and good afternoon. Let me begin by recognizing that we are gathered here on the traditional lands of Treaty 7 First Nation, and also recognize and acknowledge Métis people of Alberta who share a deep connection with this land. So on behalf of Leader of the Official Opposition, Rachel Notley, and my colleagues in the legislature, I'm here to wish you a happy 124 Independence Day. Also, thank you to Consulate General for organizing this event and for the important work that you are doing to strengthen the ties, economic ties, cultural ties between Alberta, between Canada and Philippines. So thank you very much for the important work that you are doing. As was mentioned, Alberta is home to 175,000 strong Filipino community. And they bring with them their talents, their skills, and their desire to serve the community. And throughout their presence here, they have contributed to the social, cultural, and economic life of this province in a very meaningful way. And when we look at the last 2 years, I think they have been on the front lines throughout this pandemic. Whether it was in hospitals, whether it was in frontline services, hospitality, they have been there for all of us. And on behalf of my colleagues, on behalf of all Albertans, we owe you gratitude. We thank you for the service that you have provided to all Alberta throughout this pandemic. And these 2 years were not easy for all of us, but those on the front lines have particularly suffered. I heard about the meat plant. It reminds me the incident in Carlo, where not only the community was impacted, but they were also targeted afterward with racism and those kind of things. I don't think that you deserve that. You deserve our thanks for the service you did, and things like what happened in Calgary should never happen. And come election 2023, I am proud to say that Rosman Valencia is our candidate from Calgary. Together we can send him to Alberta legislature and be a strong voice for the community and all Albertans. So thank you so much for having me here, and once again, congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Samir. I would now like to call on Councillor Andre Chabot for his independence year.
I would have said good morning because I was here at 10 o'clock this morning. So good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to bring greetings on behalf of the city and my fellow members of City Council on your Independence Day. I too would like to recognize Consul General Zelda Patron for your strong advocacy work. I haven't had the pleasure, but until today, to actually meet you. As many of you know, I did serve on council for many years, from 2005 to 2017, but after running for mayor in 2017, I've been away for 4 years. So I'm back. Hopefully I can continue to work with the Philippine community. You guys have done such great work in my community, and we've partnered on many, many initiatives over the years. I'm very honored to have made some very close relationships in the Philippine community. Pipisiaco as an example, Cesar, LG Valarosa, who's not here today. And Ben, who's active as well in Marlborough. Again, too many names to mention. I'm very honored to be able to participate in many of your activities and functions. What you guys bring to the city is phenomenal, as was mentioned before. My mother is in a facility and she's being served by frontline healthcare professionals of Filipino descent. And so, like Irfan Sabir said, many frontline services are being delivered by the Filipino community. But what you bring to the city goes far beyond what you contribute from an economic perspective. What you bring is a sense of community, a sense of belonging, a sense of enjoyment and support of one another. You guys truly do emulate something or represent something that we should all emulate, which is a strong sense of community. And I thank you for that. And I'm looking forward to participating in many more events. Mostly dancing events. I know you like to dance, so do I, so do my wife. So I'd like to congratulate you on your 124th day of independence, and thank you NLE Irfan Sabir and Jazra Singh Halan for being here today as well. And thank you for honoring me. It was a pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Chabot. Thank you very much to all of our speakers today for gracing us on this occasion. I would now like to invite Consul General Patron and Madam Sheila Patron, Deputy Consul General de Makiba and Mrs. Anna de Makiba, Honorable MP Halan, Honorable MLA Sabir, and Councillor Chabot to please join us in front for a photo opportunity.
Tanggalin yung mic. Oh, yeah.
Tapos penta. Pwede na picture.